Before every soul is created, it is already written which names of Allah it will carry. When a person is born into this world, they come with these special names chosen just for them. Whether they are aware of it or not, they live under the influence of this name throughout their life. This video series aims to help us discover the names written upon us based on the moment of our birth. Through this, we can better understand ourselves, our lives, and Allah. In the first video of our series, we explore the names linked to the Cancer sign and the divine reflections that this sign carries. Islamic scholars say that the way to know Allah starts with knowing yourself. That's why this series is an invitation to the journey. Know yourself, know your Lord. By subscribing to our channel, you can discover not only your own divine name, but also those of your spouse, your family, and your loved ones. This content is based on the teachings of great Islamic scholars such as Ibn Arabi, Mevlana, and Ghazali. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to comment below and let us know which zodiac sign you want us to explore next. Ar-Rahim, Al-Hafiz, and Al-Wakil are connected to the Cancer zodiac sign. When we look at the spiritual side of Cancer, we see that it is an introverted sign centered around the heart. In Sufism, the heart is seen as a secret treasure of the human being, the place where divine reflections appear. Among all the zodiac signs, Cancer is the one who lives in the heart, moves with intuition, and finds meaning not in the outer world, but in the inner one. Even if a Cancer looks quiet from the outside, their inner world is like a circle of dhikr, remembrance, deep, echoing, and hidden. It loves peace instead of conflict. One of the main values of Sufism is mercy, and Cancer shows this mercy clearly in its life. Because of the name Ar-Rahim, people with this sign feel deep compassion for all creatures. Their instinct to protect is not just limited to family. Even when someone or something they don't know is hurt, their heart feels it. This matches with the gentle and patient nature praised in Sufism. Nafs al-Lawwama is the part of the self that feels regret and always checks itself. Cancer is very similar to this. When they make a mistake, they quickly turn inward, repent, and stay quiet. Their self-reflection is strong. This reflects the concept of muraqabah in Sufism, being aware of oneself and watching the heart closely. In Sufism, truth is something that should be entrusted only to the people of secrets and should not be revealed to everyone. Cancer acts with this sense of trust. They do not easily share their feelings. They seal other people's secrets inside their hearts. In this way, they reflect the meaning of the name Al-Hafiz, the one who protects and preserves. The spiritual meaning of the name Al-Wakil is to hand over every matter to Allah and continue on with trust. However, Cancer people tend to carry everything on their own shoulders, but Sufism teaches that we should carry not what we can carry, but what Allah gives us to carry. The destiny of the Cancer sign is to learn this trust, to hand over their burdens to Allah through tawakkul, trust in Allah. Sufism values not only the male side, but also feminine wisdom. Figures like Maryam and Hajar are strong examples of protective, patient, and prayerful feminine power. Cancer reflects this aspect by mirroring the nurturing, protective, and growing side of the name Ar-Rahim, which shares the root word with Rahim, womb. For this reason, in Sufism, Cancer can also be seen as a symbol of motherhood, patience, and prayer. Cancer is a sign that needs time, just like a student who slowly transforms under the guidance of a Sufi teacher. Cancer spreads its feelings over time and avoids quick reactions. In Sufism, this is similar to the idea that inner journeys happen slowly, with peace and patience. The moon in Sufi thought is linked to hidden knowledge, the eye of the heart, dreams, and inspiration. Its phases represent the emotional cycles of a human being. Cancer lives within these emotional cycles. Sometimes it becomes unclear, sometimes it becomes open and clear. This reminds us of Rumi's idea that everything exists through its opposite. Like the moon, it finds light even in darkness. Cancer is ruled by the moon in the sky. In the Qur'an, in Hadiths and in Sufi traditions, the moon is a symbol of feelings, inner knowledge, secrets, and intuition. It is like the part of the light that is felt in the darkness. Just as the moon lights up the night, Cancer protects, nurtures, and grows the hidden emotions inside the human soul. Erzurumlu Ibrahim Haki, a famous Sufi scholar, wrote in Marifetnam about how the moon affects the soul. With the moon's help, plants grow stronger during the full moon. The heart becomes bright. This is because the moon brings love and coolness. This coolness is the natural state of Cancer. It is not fast-moving, but rather a calm heart. Its nature is directly connected with the soul's instinct to protect. In Sufism, the first stage of the soul, Nafs al-Ammara, reacts outwardly, but Cancer matches more with Nafs al-Lawama, the self that reflects inwardly. This is a state of awareness that looks inside, feels emotional responsibility, and reflects on one's actions. At this point, another side of the moon becomes clear. It's Rama, mercy. The feminine and protective nature that the moon symbolizes is complete in Cancer. That's why Cancer is seen as a reflection of motherhood, protection, emotional wisdom, and divine mercy on earth. One of the most mentioned names of Allah is Ar-Rahim. This name is not only about showing mercy, but also about a deep, flowing, calming, and comforting form of mercy. While Ar-Rahman refers to mercy given to all creation, Ar-Rahim is a special protective mercy given only to the believers, to those who turn inward. In Cancer people, this name shines clearly. Emotional sensitivity, self-sacrifice, devotion, inner reflection, forgiveness, the instinct to protect, and the ability to keep and carry secrets all reflect the spiritual meaning of this name. Spiritually, the Rahim, womb of this sign, is its character. When a person becomes at peace with inner mercy, they begin to cover others' faults. They welcome people into their heart and adopt forgiveness as a way of life. Like the Sufi who says, "The one who covers your faults will not let my tongue search for yours." Cancer, which also carries the reflection of the name Al-Hafiz, comes to this world with a unique ability to protect and preserve everything in fine detail. This name doesn't only mean physical protection, it also includes protecting sacred knowledge, secrets, emotions, and the private world inside the self. Cancer reflects this name in several ways: protecting family, wanting to carry the burdens of loved ones, sensing danger early, understanding the depth of words and keeping them safe, and guarding secrets with emotional wisdom. In Sufism, a secret is a trust. Not every heart can carry it, but Cancer is the one who protects secrets. Their connection to Al-Hafiz is not just about holding information, but holding wisdom. They move through life carrying emotional and divine trust. They don't protect what they see or know, they protect what they sense. Ibrahim Haki said, "The heart is the ruler of the kingdom." And Cancer is one of the signs where the heart is best protected. Cancer individuals are often tested with themes like carrying heavy burdens, taking on responsibility, and feeling the pain of others. At this point, another name of Allah becomes important: Al-Wakil, the one to be trusted with all matters. In Sufism, this means, do not carry the burden you cannot bear. Only Allah is the true trustee. When Cancer forgets Al-Wakil, they begin to suffer. They try to be there for everyone. They carry every emotion. They grow tired from remembering every memory. But this is the moment to turn toward Al-Wakil. This is the test written in the destiny of Cancer: to protect without losing themselves, to love without burning out, and to walk with this Sufi wisdom. I am not the trustee, he is the one who carries the burden. The moon, which rules the sign of Cancer, is not known in ancient astrology as the planet that writes destiny. But in Islam, the moon is the measure of time, a sign of divine planning. The lunar calendar begins with the crescent moon, aligning the soul's flow with the sky, giving it meaning. When Ibrahim Haki talks about the moon, he doesn't only speak of its light. He also sees the moon's effect on hidden emotions and the movements of the heart. According to him, the changing states of the moon reflect the changing states of the human soul. From this, a truth appears. Keep your heart like the moon. Don't show every feeling, but let the light of truth reflect like a shadow. Cancer's emotional nature carries this balance of hiding and showing. It is quiet, but it leaves a mark. When hurt, it doesn't speak, it prays. And this prayer comes from the silence of Al-Hafiz. It is a protected prayer, and surely it will be accepted. As we said before, at the core of Cancer lies a secret. It turns emotions not into words, but into protection. Its love is not about outward display. It is about inward depth. Even though it may seem quiet or fragile on the outside, the love it carries inside is vast. The love of Cancer is wrapped in compassion, sealed with loyalty, and most of the time lived like a silent prayer. Love becomes a form of protection. Cancer even shields the person they love from their own ego. Their love is not worldly but full of trust, like a sacred trust from Allah. In Sufism, this kind of love is very precious. It is trustworthy love. Sufis often describe love as fire. But the shape of this fire changes in each zodiac sign. Aries' love burns and fades quickly. Leo's love is loud and proud. But Cancer's love is like the coal under a pot. You don't see it, but it keeps things warm. It is silent but never goes out. Even if it is not returned, it still loves. Because its love is Rahimi, a love shaped by mercy, not desire. There is a prayer hidden in Cancer's silence and a deep surrender in its eyes. As Ibrahim Haki says in Marifetname, love is great, that weight is given to the heart, and the more the heart is squeezed, the more it turns to the Most High. Cancer feels this weight deeply. The energy it gives to the one it loves can slowly exhaust its soul, because Cancer does not just love. It nurtures, protects, carries and guards. But Sufism teaches how to lighten this weight by turning to Allah. Let us remember the words of Mevlana. O love, you do not belong to anyone. You must return to him. When Cancer goes through this transformation, it shifts the source of its love, from the worldly and the person it loved, to the eternal. Once love becomes love for Allah, it no longer brings sadness, expectation or jealousy, because the person knows now they are not protecting a body, but a heart entrusted to them by Allah. If Cancer uses love as a wall, it closes off, breaks and falls silent. But if it breaks that wall and turns the love inside toward Allah, that is when true freedom begins. Ibn Arabi describes love as the way al-Haq, the truth, reflects himself. So when you love someone, you are actually seeing the beauty, Jamal of Allah through that love. If Cancer sees compassion, loyalty and patience in the one they love, and realizes these are reflections of Allah's attributes, then that love moves from metaphor to truth. Sufi advice for Cancer, the path that elevates your love. Dear Cancer, consider praying for the one you love as a way of showing love. In Sufism, prayer is the deepest form of love. You know this naturally, but now it's time to express it. Share your sadness with Allah, not with people. Don't complain to others. They don't break your heart. Allah is teaching you. Don't forget that. Do not love for the sake of return. Allah al-Wadud gives his love without expecting anything back. You are a reflection of this name. Stay connected to Al-Wadud. Remember him. Be patient in love, but persistent in prayer. Cancer is patient, but often forgets to pray. In Sufism, even if prayer doesn't change destiny, it can change the heart. Express the love you hold inside through art, writing, or worship. Sufism is turning feelings into action. Transform what's building inside you. If you don't, it may become poison. Oh, Wakil, I'm tired of carrying this heart, but now I know. I don't carry it for myself, but to learn how to trust in you. I don't have to hold everything. I don't have to love everything, fix everything, solve everything. I only want to learn how to say, from deep inside me, I surrender to you. Oh, Hafiz, let me rule over my fears instead of letting them rule over me. I have thought so much, felt so much. Now I want to align my mind and heart with you. Let it not be the walls I built that protect me, but your care alone, because I know what you protect, no one can harm. O Rahim, my heart has been through so much, but it still beats. That means there is still hope. That means you don't abandon a heart that still carries love. I want to look for the love I buried deep inside, up in the sky. I want to walk with your love, forgive for your sake, and love in your name. O Nur, when darkness covers my thoughts, light me up from within. Even if my feelings are tangled, help me hear the voice of truth. And when I say, I can't carry this anymore, help me remember your strength. You never place on me a burden I cannot carry. O Shakur, teach me to be happy with even a little. Remind me that those who know how to be thankful in loneliness are never truly alone. O Latif, open my heart gently. Bring me out of my shell, not with harsh winds, but with your delicate touch, like a flower opening. O Lord, the one who knows me as I am, lead me to the person I am meant to be. In the Qur'an, Allah says, "It is Allah who created the 7 heavens, and of the earth the same number. His command descends between them, so you may know that Allah is able to do all things, and that His knowledge surrounds everything." Talaq 12. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. The Anunnaki, the Book of Enoch, and the story of Harut and Marut mentioned in the Quran, all of these mysterious stories come together at one place. The dark and secret Hermon Mountain. Hermon is one of the most mysterious mountains in the world. Israel has been watching this mountain for many years and calls it cursed. Today, this mountain is under occupation, and Netanyahu seems very happy about it. But why is it so important? Could it be the secret book left by Harut and Marut, who taught people magic as mentioned in the Quran? Or are they searching for forbidden knowledge brought by beings from outside this world? Do the Anunnaki exist in Islam? Do they have secret books hidden in this mountain? This is the beginning of our mystery video series. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video so you won't miss any of them. If you're ready, let's begin. This mountain is not like the others. It has very different secrets. And this is more than just a conspiracy theory. Because while you are watching this video, Israel will still be digging there. With recent events happening, this mountain truly deserves attention. Throughout history, some mountains were not just part of nature. They became the center of strange and mystical stories. One of them is Hermon Mountain, located on one of the key borders of the Middle East. In old texts, in Jewish holy books and myths, Hermon Mountain was the place of big events. But interestingly, it is not seen as holy. It is seen as something outside of holiness. One of the most shocking things is this. Some people believe that deep inside this mountain, there is forbidden knowledge. This knowledge was not from Earth. It caused fast changes in technology in the past. Some believe that thousands of years ago, when humans got this knowledge, they became corrupt. Then the big flood of Nuh came. Everything was reset. Life started again from zero. So who brought this forbidden knowledge? Many of you have heard about fallen angels. These are beings who were sent down from the sky, removed from paradise and connected to darkness. Sometimes they are shown as evil. Sometimes they are shown as sad or tragic. But we must say this clearly. The idea of fallen angels does not exist in Islam. In the Qur'an, the angels, malaika, are perfect beings. They never disobey Allah. So believing in angels that rebel is not correct for us as Muslims. We as Muslims do not accept the idea of fallen angels. But if we want to understand the strange things happening in the world, like secret groups, dark rituals, fast technology changes, deep fears and old mysteries, then we need to study where this belief came from and what it says. Even if we don't accept it, many powerful people in the world believe in it. And as you can see today, Israel has taken control of Hermon Mountain, and they are enjoying their control. So what is the story of the fallen angels? And what does it have to do with Hermon Mountain? Here we see one of the prophets mentioned in the Torah, Enoch, and his book. In the Islamic tradition, Enoch is believed to be Idris. In the Qur'an, it is said that Prophet Idris was raised to a high place. It is believed that he was taken up to the sky. In the Torah, the same thing is said about Enoch. God took him. The Book of Enoch, according to Jewish and Christian belief, tells us about a strange event that happened before this rising. And the angels looked down from the sky. They saw the beauty of human women and made a promise together. Let us go down. Let us take the women as our wives and have children with them. It is said that 200 angels came down to the top of Hermon Mountain. This is the same Hermon Mountain near today's Syrian border. Because of this dark promise, the mountain became a non-holy place, according to the Jewish belief. Even the word Hermon in Hebrew comes from a root that means to curse. According to Enoch, these angels, also called watchers, did more than marry human women. They gave humans forbidden knowledge. They taught women how to make shiny jewelry, men how to make weapons, people how to do magic, how to read the future, how to make spells with plants, how to use the stars to guess what will happen. Humans quickly gained knowledge from these beings that came from the sky, but this was not holy knowledge. It was called dark knowledge. From this union, giant beings were born. The Nephilim, huge, wild and violent creatures who ate humans, giants, and because this could not go on, God sent a great flood. He chained the angels, and the Nephilim were destroyed. That's how the story goes. Of course, as we said before, this story is not Islamic and does not make sense in our belief. Because in Islam, angels never disobey. They have no gender, and they cannot have children with humans. But maybe the ones called angels in this story were actually jinn. Still, we cannot say this story is true. There are no Islamic sources that tell it like this. But to understand the topic and what is happening today, this story is important because the people who now control Hermon Mountain, Israel, believe in this story. So where do Harut and Marut, the two angels mentioned in the Quran, fit into all of this? If you noticed, there are some interesting similarities between the story of Harut and Marut and the story of the fallen angels who came down to Hermon Mountain. In Islam, we don't have many details about Harut and Marut, but in the Jewish belief, these two angels also fell in love with a human woman, just like the other angels. This woman's name was Zahra. It is said that they taught her the Ism Azam prayer, the greatest name of Allah. Because of this, Allah punished them. They were chained and hung upside down in a cave until the day of judgment. As for Zahra, after saying the Ism Azam, she went up to the sky. But this was a big sin, so Allah turned her into a star, and that star is what we now call the planet Venus. According to the Qur'an, Harut and Marut are real angels, and yes, they did teach people magic. Some of these spells were even used to break marriages, to separate husband and wife. But when they taught people, they always said, "We are only a test. Do not disbelieve." They never taught anyone unless they gave this warning first. The extra stories that come from Jewish beliefs are not accepted in Islam. But as I said before, if we want to understand today's events and secret plans, we need to know about these things. Now back to Hermon Mountain. Some people believe that Harut and Marut are still hanging inside a cave, waiting for the day of judgment. And here is the most shocking part. That cave is believed to be near Damascus, Syria, close to Hermon Mountain, because Hermon is said to be the place where the fallen angels came down and taught forbidden knowledge. Some people believe that the cave of Harut and Marut is also in Hermon. This is the root of all the mystery about Hermon Mountain. Maybe Israel is searching for Harut and Marut in Hermon. Maybe they are trying to find the forbidden knowledge that should never be learned. So what is the connection between Hermon Mountain and beings from outside our world? This question comes from people who believe in the story of fallen angels. If angels cannot disobey Allah, and if fallen angels cannot exist, then what if these beings were not angels at all? What if they were actually visitors from another place, and humans only thought they were angels or gods? This brings us to the story of the Anunnaki. There are similarities between the belief in fallen angels and the story of the Anunnaki found in Sumerian tablets. In those tablets, beings from the sky came down and taught humans. They taught farming, astronomy, and metalwork. Some people think these beings were from a very advanced civilization, and that they came from outside the earth. Some even believed they were Hasha, gods. So maybe the angels or gods that people once believed in were actually symbolic stories used to describe intelligent beings from beyond Earth. This mystery still remains unsolved. Israel believes that the ruins of the system these beings destroyed long ago might still be hidden at the top of Hermon Mountain, and they have already started research there. After the Israeli Minister of Defense said they were preparing to make the occupation in Syria permanent, he also said, "Our army will stay on Hermon Mountain with no end date." Of course, these claims about Hermon Mountain are not the only ones. Another interesting theory is this: Israel might be searching for the treasure of Prophet Suleiman on Hermon Mountain. One of the most mysterious treasures in history, a legendary treasure that is said to be buried under Jerusalem. Some people believe it is only gold and jewels. Others think it is the key to divine knowledge. According to some beliefs, this treasure is not just about money. It is said to include wisdom, ancient writings, holy seals, powerful objects, and divine secrets. Prophet Suleiman was both a prophet and a strong king. In the Qur'an and the Torah, it is said that he could control jinn, the wind, and animals. Many Jews believe that the secret of this power is hidden in this treasure. So, where is this treasure now? Since the day it was founded, Israel seems determined to follow the traces of religious and historical heritage. Their dream to rebuild the Temple of Suleiman is one of the most important parts of this goal, because to them, the temple is not just a holy building, it is the house of God on earth. That's why Israel's archaeological work is not only scientific, it also has religious and ideological goals. The digging in the tunnels under Jerusalem is not just to study history, but also to find parts of Suleiman's lost treasure. But some researchers say Israel is now looking outside of Jerusalem too, Hermon Mountain. Many people talk about the mountain's strategic value, high ground, clear view, water sources. But some say the real reason is deeper. Some esoteric sources and researchers believe that Israel is digging underground in Hermon Mountain to reach the lost treasure of Suleiman. There are old stories that say Suleiman hid ancient writings and key objects in this area. So maybe Israel's secret work on this mountain is really to find these hidden things. I would say, let's wait and see. But who knows what we are not seeing already? If this video gets 10,000 likes, I can prepare another video about the Book of Enoch from the Islamic view. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. The famous artist Leonardo da Vinci, the great mathematician Kepler, and many other scientists loved this mysterious golden ratio. But what would they think if they knew about its connection to the Kaaba and the Qur'an? This is a secret that affects the whole world, a mysterious number that leads people to think about the world, space, and the hidden code of Allah. A miracle that will shock all of human history. The Kaaba's position, placed at the very heart of the earth, according to the golden ratio. Even scientists can't believe the data. The incredible connection between the greatest mysterious number, Kaaba, and the Quran, you'll be shocked too. Even big earthquakes and the movement of continents cannot change this ratio. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and share it so it can reach more people. If you are ready to hear this, let's begin. The most mysterious number in math, Leonardo da Vinci and the famous mathematician Luca Pacioli called this number the divine ratio and studied it deeply. Da Vinci was so focused on this number that he invented the first tool that could measure the golden ratio. He used it in almost all of his paintings to show balance and beauty. The famous astronomer Kepler, who discovered that planets move in elliptical orbits, said the golden ratio was a great all things in nature that look beautiful and balanced. Plants, animals, and even non-living things are designed with symmetry and the golden ratio. You can find it in the bodies of beautiful creatures, in how light reflects between layers, in the way plant leaves grow called phyllotaxis, and in many parts of the universe. There is a hidden design based on the golden ratio. In 1989, Professor Paul Davies discovered that spinning black holes have a connection to the golden ratio in their heat and energy system. Thousands of books and articles in respected science journals have been written about how the golden ratio appears in both art and science. Today, many things are designed using the golden ratio, like LED LCD TVs in 16:9 format, credit cards, buildings, and products, because it looks the most pleasing to the human eye. Fibonacci, the famous mathematician who introduced modern numbers to Europe and studied with Muslim scientists, became known for discovering a special number pattern. This pattern starts with 1 and creates the golden ratio. It carries signs about how all creation begins from 1. The secret of the number one. The number one, called Wahid in Arabic, is also one of the most important names of the Creator in the Qur'an. There is a strange and special connection between the golden ratio and the number one. When the number one and its repeated fractions are added in a special way, they create the golden ratio. It reminds us of a creation that starts with one and continues with one. When we look at the square root pattern going to infinity, the number one also gives the golden ratio. To find the square of the golden ratio, we just add 1 to the number. To find the reverse of the golden ratio, we subtract 1. There is no other number in math that works in this way. This makes the golden ratio unique. The golden ratio in the design of the Earth and the Moon. This amazing number also appears in the design of the Earth and the Moon. If we accept the radius of the Earth as 1 unit and place the Earth and the Moon together, the distance between their centers gives the square root of the golden ratio. The other side of the triangle that is formed also gives the golden ratio. The golden ratio in beauty. In a 25-year-long study on beauty, researchers found that faces and bodies designed using the golden ratio were always seen as beautiful and well-balanced by everyone. If we change the basic facial ratios and move them away from 1.618, the face starts to look less beautiful and less natural. This is a measurement written deep into our nature. This mysterious number has the power to unlock beauty and even plant the seeds of love and passion in the human heart. When we look at a face and think the mouth looks too wide or the face too long, it's often because we are unconsciously comparing it to this code, a code that holds the secret of beauty and love, a number created by the One, Al-Wahid, 1.618. So, where is the golden ratio point of the Earth? Is it in Rome, the capital of Christianity, or Paris, the center of Europe? New York, the control center of the modern world? Or maybe in one of the many thousands of cities? The Qur'an calls Makkah the mother of cities and the holiest place. The distance from Makkah to the North Pole and from Makkah to the South Pole gives the exact golden ratio, 1.618. But that's not all. The ratio of the distance from Makkah to the South Pole compared to the distance between the two poles also gives 1.618. And it continues. Even on the latitude and longitude map, the global system we all use today, the golden ratio point of the Earth is in Makkah. The distance from Makkah to the east and west solstice line, where the day changes, also matches the golden ratio, 1.618, and the distance from Makkah to the west solstice line, compared to the total length of that latitude, also gives the golden ratio, 1.618. Even though the Earth has different diameters at each longitude, and despite small changes caused by tectonic shifts, tides, and other natural effects, the golden ratio point never leaves the borders of Makkah. It always remains within the sacred area that includes the Kaaba. Out of thousands of cities in the world, why does the golden ratio point fall inside Makkah? It's also meaningful that Makkah is positioned to the right, which is often seen as positive in religious teachings, and toward the upper part of the earth, which is considered special. Allah placed Prophet Adam in the most beautiful place on earth. He breathed from his spirit into the human soul, and he made us naturally love the golden ratio. This shows that the Creator also loves the golden ratio and designed his most special creations with it. And this is not only true when measured by the distances from the North and South Poles. Even with the modern latitude and longitude system created by Western countries in 1884 and still used by GPS today, the golden ratio point still falls inside Makkah. This reveals a profound truth. Even the maps and lines made by human hands cannot go beyond divine planning and destiny. This clear connection between Makkah and the golden ratio is proof that this harmony was placed by the creator of the universe himself. There is a verse in the Qur'an that contains 47 letters. When we divide this number by the golden ratio, 1.618, we get 29. 47 divided by 1.618 equals 29. And from the start of that verse to the word Makkah, there are exactly 29 letters. Just like the world map, if there were even one letter more or less, the ratio wouldn't match. There was no manipulation. We simply counted the letters and found a perfect match that points to Makkah and the golden ratio. All of these signs show that the creator of the earth and mathematics, Allah, is also the one who chose the place of the Kaaba and the holy city. He is the one true God. Through these miracles, he gives signs to the future and reminds all of humanity through their shared awareness. If the entire Kaaba fits the golden ratio, then why was that harmony broken by making it a cube? The answer lies deep in history. Prophet Ibrahim and his son Ismail rebuilt the Kaaba based on its original foundations that date back to the time of the first human being. They followed the command of Allah. But those original foundations also included a half-circle area that we now call Hatim. In fact, the Hatim was originally part of the Kaaba. But before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam received revelation, a renovation left the Hatam outside and the Kaaba was rebuilt as a cube. If we include the Hatam area as it was meant to be, the base of the Kaaba forms a rectangle about 13.1 meters wide and 21.2 meters long. The ratio of these two numbers is 1.618, the golden ratio. So in its original form, built with the help of angels, the Kaaba was designed according to the golden ratio. Also, 13 and 21 are two consecutive numbers in the Fibonacci sequence, which further supports this harmony. According to a Hadith, the walls built by Ibrahim and Ismail were made of stacked stones without mortar. One side had about 38 layers and the other side had 20. Even in this simple construction, the ratio of 38 to 20 gives the golden ratio. But why would the Creator allow a part of the Kaaba to be removed and its history to change? At that time, the rich and noble Arabs only allowed wealthy people to enter the Kaaba. Poor people were not permitted to pray inside. But today, anyone can pray freely in the Hatam area, and that means they are praying inside the Kaaba. This change allowed all people, regardless of status or wealth, to connect with the sacred space equally. Now, look at this numerical sign from the Qur'an. The Qur'an contains 114 surahs, and the longest one has up to 286 verses. The chance that the first verse mentioning the Kaaba would match its real GPS coordinates is about 1 in 100,000. The Kaaba's latitude is 21 degrees and 25 minutes. The first verse in the Quran that mentions the Kaaba is Surah 2, verse 125. Is this precise match just a coincidence? Here is the verse. Remember when we made the Kaaba a place of gathering and safety for people. Surah 2, verse 125. Now consider how map coordinates work. 21 degrees and 25 minutes equals 21.42 in decimal form. Now look at Surah 2, verse 142. Some foolish people will say, what turned them away from the Qibla they used to face? Say, East and West belong to Allah. He guides whom He wills to the straight path. No matter how we look at it, these numbers and verses seem to keep pointing to the Kaaba. This kind of precision and harmony could only be possible through the knowledge of Allah, the one who knows everything. One of the most special things about the number 1.618, the symbol of beauty, perfect design, and even love, is that it goes on forever in a pattern that cannot be predicted. Its digits never end, and they can never be fully counted. There is a verse in the Qur'an that speaks about counting and connects this idea to the beautiful and countless blessings of Allah. It uses the words, "You can never count them," which holds deep meaning for anyone searching for signs of truth. If you try to count the blessings of Allah, you can never count them. Allah is most forgiving, most merciful. Surah 16, verse 18. Now if we go even deeper, using the number 0.33 in our calculations, and follow the coordinates of the Qur'an down to the level of letters, what do we find? The 33rd letter of Surah 16, verse 18, falls exactly in the middle of the word Allah. This means that the golden ratio point of the verse itself points directly to the name Allah. Yes, in this video, we explored the hidden, majestic miracles of Allah in both the Qur'an and the Kaaba using science and reason. Please subscribe to our channel and like this video so that more people can discover the miracles of the Qur'an. May Allah reward you all, bless your families with Jannat al-Firdaus, and protect the entire Muslim world from the trials of Ad-Dajjal and Sufyan. The chilling and unbelievable life story of Aftadahu Hazrat, a great wali who had the knowledge of ilm lil-ladun and was blessed with the secrets of Allah. One moment in Bursa, the next in Makkah. A friend of Allah known for traveling through time and being seen in many places at once. This is called Dado Blurman. This great man had the gift of Bastul Zaman and Tayul Makan. Expanding time and folding space, he would appear like Hidr to help those in need. He met great spiritual leaders like Maulana and Ibn Arabi in the unseen world. After a dream, he suddenly started to understand and speak different languages. He is also the founder of the Jalwatiya Tariqa. It is said that Aftadahu Hazrat was one of the hidden leaders of Allah's secret army, one of the 40 saints, and gave invisible strength to the Ottoman Empire. Before we start the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment for more content like this. If you are ready, let's begin. Uftada Hazrat was one of the most respected figures in the Sufi tradition of the Ottoman times. He was a great scholar, known for both his deep knowledge and his guidance on the spiritual path. His teachings touched hearts for centuries. He was born and raised in Bursa and lived a simple and humble life among the people. He was a master of both Zahir, outer, and Batin, inner knowledge. This made him one of the most important names in Tasawwuf. He helped many scholars and saints grow. With his advice and his strong example of good character, he led many people to spirituality. His birth. He was born in Bursa in the year 1490. It is said that on the night he was born, his mother had a dream. She saw her baby diving into a huge ocean of milk, then coming out of it by swimming. She told her husband in a panic, and he replied, "Insha'Allah, this means our son will follow the path of knowledge and become a complete wali." Sources say that Aftada Hazrat was tall, had a long beard, and his skin had a slightly yellow tone. The master of hidden knowledge, Hidr Dede. The spiritual journey of Aftada. Hazrat grew deeper when he met Hidr Dede at the age of 10. Hidr Dede had become paralyzed from the cold. He came from Karakabay to Bursa, and stayed in a madrasa. Aftada, Hazrat trained with him in riyada, spiritual discipline, and knowledge. His teacher needed healing waters, so Aftada carried him to the hot springs on his back for many years. Even though the local children made fun of him, he never cared and never stopped serving his teacher. With Haider Dade's encouragement, he turned more toward ilm and also entered the spiritual journey of suluk. He stayed with him for 8 years. When Haider Dade passed away, it deeply affected him. But after this separation, his kashf began. He once said, "My late sheikh did not open to me during his life, but after his death he did." Even after his teacher died, he continued to receive spiritual lessons from him in the Alam al-Ruh, spiritual world. During this time, he also received spiritual blessings from Ibn Arabi. He described one of his experiences like this: "I fell into the world of istighraq, deep spiritual immersion, and stayed there for 6 or 7 days. There was no self left and nothing remained but Allah." He learned that real knowledge comes through ibadah, worship, dhikr, remembrance of Allah, and serving people. He also understood that the way to reach ilm liladun is through this path. The miracle of bending time and the day du Bluman experience. A man living in Bursa wanted to go to Hajj every year, but something always blocked his way. This caused problems at home, and his wife became angry with him. In the end, he went to Aftada Hazrat and told him his problem. Aftada Hazrat said, "Go to our old friend Mehmet Dede, the used goods seller. He will take you to Hijaz." The man went to the shop and gave Mehmet Dede his greetings. He explained everything. Mehmet Dede replied, "All right, come back tomorrow. I will take you to Hijaz." The next day, the man came again. Using the miracle of Tayyu al-Makan, Mehmet Dede instantly brought him to Hijaz. There he met other pilgrims from Bursa who had left much earlier. He even bought some gifts with his money and returned to Bursa through the same miracle. But when he got home, his wife didn't believe him. "You were here just yesterday. This is not a real Hajj. You're a liar. I want to divorce you," she said, and took him to court. At that time, Aziz Mahmud Huday Hazrat was working as a judge, Qadir in Bursa. He listened to the case, but could not believe that the man was telling the truth, because it seemed impossible to go to Hijaz in such a short time. Still, the man gave so many details that he could not say it was a lie either. In the end, he gave this decision: "We will wait for the other Hajj pilgrims to return, then we'll ask them for witness." When the pilgrims from Bursa came back, they confirmed that the man really was in Hijaz, so the court cancelled the divorce case, since he had not lied. But Aziz Mahmud Huday Hazrat wanted to fully understand what had happened. He called the man privately and asked him to tell the truth. The man replied, "Following the advice of Aftada Hazrat, Mehmet Dede took me to Hijaz with Tayyu al-Makan." After hearing this, Aziz Mahmud Huday, who was already thirsty for spiritual knowledge, quickly went to the dergah of Aftada Hazrat. He became one of his closest students. But the path was not easy. He served for many years, patiently facing hardships. He left his high position, gave away his property and wealth, and took on the hardest, most humble jobs among the people. At last, he joined the group of the Awliya. We will tell the full story of this great journey in another video about the life of Aziz Mahmud Huday Hazrat. For now, we will only talk about his deep connection with Aftada. One of the most amazing karamat, miracles of Aftada, Hazrat, was his ability to bend time, bastu lizaman, and be in more than one place at the same time, day du bluman. One day, while he was in Kalwa, spiritual retreat, he came out and called, "Is anyone there?" A dervish named Murad heard his voice and quickly came to him. "Aftada," Hazrat said, "come with me," and they began walking. After a while, he told the dervish, "Close your eyes now." Then, after a short moment, he said, "Open them." When Murad opened his eyes, he saw that they were in the middle of the sea, next to a ship that was about to sink. The people on the ship were crying and shouting for help. Aftada Hazrat told him to fix the broken wood under the ship. Without getting his feet wet, the dervish did what he was told and saved the ship. Then, as fast as before, Aftada told him to close his eyes again, and when he opened them, they were back where they started. A similar Tayu il-Makan miracle happened in the year 1577, when the Suleymaniye Mosque was completed. One of the dervishes said he wished to see the mosque. Aftada Hazrat told him, "Step quietly on my foot and close your eyes." The dervish obeyed. When he opened his eyes, he found himself inside the main prayer hall of Suleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul. They performed the Zuhr prayer with the Jama'ah and then returned to Bursa the same way. In another Bastu Lizaman miracle, an incredible journey with the divine camel was told. Aftada Hazrat's son, Mustafa Effendi, shared this story about Husamuddin al-Bursawi. One day, one of Umar Sultan's followers, Iwaz Effendi, came to visit us. My father rode a camel and left with him. After a short time, they returned. I asked where they had gone. My father said, "Do not tell anyone, but that was the divine camel, Nakat al-Qudra. We rode it to Makkah and came back." Even Sultan Murad III, the Ottoman ruler, witnessed one of Aftada Hazrat's Day Doublement miracles. One day, Sultan Murad III was having a conversation with Aftada Hazrat. Suddenly, Aftada began to move his hands as if he was doing something invisible. His face changed colors. Then he rubbed his hand over something, though nothing seemed to be there. The Sultan was surprised and asked, "Hazrat, what are these strange movements? Why has your hand turned black?" Aftada Hazrat replied, "Sultan, some fishermen from your people were in the Black Sea. Their boat was damaged and started to sink. They asked for help, so we rushed to save them and fix their boat. That's why my hand became black. Alhamdulillah, we helped some Muslims avoid drowning." Another example of Tayyul Makan and Bastul Zaman was when Aftadahu Hazrat went to the Kaaba and came back in seconds. One day, at the time of Asr prayer, an old man came to see him. He said, "Master, this year I went to Hajj with my children, but after finishing our duty, I had no money to bring them back with me. I left some money with them and came alone. If it's possible, I kindly ask you to bring them here." Aftada Hazrat said, "If you promise not to tell anyone during my lifetime, then we will bring them." The old man promised. Then Aftada Hazrat turned him toward the Qibla and said, "Now look, aren't those people praying next to the Kaaba al-Mu'azzama, your wife and children?" The man was shocked. He saw his children, thousands of kilometers away, praying near the Kaaba. Aftada Hazrat called out to them, "Finish your prayer, then take your mother and ride the camel waiting just outside the Haram al-Sharf. Come quickly." As soon as they finished their prayer, the children took their mother and went outside. There, they saw a camel waiting. All three of them got on and started riding toward Bursa. With every step, the camel moved across a distance as far as the eye could see. Very soon, the camel arrived with the children. Aftada Hazrat said something to the camel, and it disappeared. Then he warned the old man again, "Don't tell anyone about this." One of the most well-known karamat of Aftada Hazrat is his meeting with Maulana Jalaluddin al-Rum. One night, while teaching his students at the dergah, Aftadahu Hazrat saw Maulana in a dream. Maulana said to him, "Teach your students from our book, the Mathnawi, too." Aftada replied, "But I don't know Fars." Maulana said, "Start in the name of Allah, and Allah will help you." The next morning, even though he had never studied Fars, he began teaching and giving advice from the Mathnawi as if he had been learning it for 40 years. Even after the death of Aftada Hazrat, something amazing happened. When he became ill, he gave a will. Let our Dhikr leader, Emir Effendi, wash my body when I die. After his passing, Emir Effendi did as he was told. While washing the body of Aftada, Hazrat, something strange happened. He told the story to the father of the author of the Manaqib, spiritual biography. He said, crying, "While I was washing him, Aftada Hazrat opened his blessed eyes 3 times and looked at me." The author added, "I was there when Emir Effendi told this story." How did he reach the secrets of Ilm al-Ladun, Ilm lil-Ladun? One of the strongest qualities of Aftada Hazrat was his deep zuhd, spiritual detachment, and taqwa, God consciousness. He didn't just avoid what is haram, forbidden, but even gave up some halal and mubah, permissible, things to discipline his nafs, ego. The name of his taraqah, spiritual path, comes from the idea of leaving one's place and position, stepping away from where you are. It means going beyond your own self and being fully lost in the presence of Allah. The Jalwatiya Tariqah was built on a way of life that teaches being with the people, but also staying connected with al-Haq, the truth, meaning Allah. Because of his work as a Mu'addin, imam and spiritual guide, Aftada Hazrat lived closely with the community all his life. Before giving the name Jalwatiya to the path, he already lived by its principle. Jalwa means joining life and its events. It is the opposite of khalwa, spiritual retreat. Instead of running away from people, it means being among them while staying with Allah. Our Prophet ﷺ first chose khalwa when he stayed in the cave of Hira before receiving the message. But after he became a prophet, he chose jalwa and went into the community to share the message. So, jalwa is seen as the highest level in the Sufi path. The heart of Aftada Hazrat's view on kashf, spiritual unveiling, and marifa, divine knowledge, is in this advice. Even if you are shown everything in the mulk, physical world, and malakut, unseen world, through kashf, if you cannot explain it according to the shara, leave the vision, but never leave the shara. To him, if a salik, spiritual traveler, sees secrets from the malakut, he should not tell them to people living in the mulk because they cannot understand. The one who discovers truth must keep his mouth sewn shut with the needle and thread of shara. Do not leave the shara. If you speak openly without wrapping your words in the clothing of the shara, it may lead to corruption. He warned that those who repeat such deep words without true understanding may go off the right path. That is why we must speak to people in a way that fits their level of understanding. The prophets also spoke this way, according to the minds of the people. For this reason, not a single word of shathiyat, shocking or mystical phrases that sound strange, ever came from the mouth of Aftada Hazrat. His death. After living a long and blessed life, Aftada Hazrat passed away at the age of 93 on June 25, 1580. According to his will, his body was washed by Zakirbashi Emir Effendi and he was buried next to his mosque in Hisar. Aftada Hazrat was a wali full of love, humility and patience. He was the founder of the Jalwatiya Tariqah and the Sheikh of Aziz Mahmud Hudai Hazrat. He never separated tasawwuf from shara. He gave great importance to the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and this care also influenced the dervishes he trained, especially Aziz Mahmud Hudai Hazrat. Like many Sufi scholars, Aftada Hazrat also wrote poetry. He has a Diwan, collection of poems. His main themes were divine love, nafs, purification, dhikr, obedience to Allah, and the temporary nature of this world. He always wrote in a clear and simple style so that ordinary people could understand his poems. In fact, his poetic style followed the path of Yunus Emre, a famous Sufi poet of Anatolia. Some of his poems were later turned into songs and were recited as ilahas in tekkes and dergahs. He avoided using difficult expressions that people could not understand. Even in poetry, he believed that one must respect the outer rules of Shara. Aftada. Hazrat was a humble but deeply wise scholar of the Ottoman world. He was like a light guiding travelers of the Sufi path, not just in his own time, but for generations to come. With his deep knowledge of both Zahir, outer, and Batin, inner knowledge, he shaped the spiritual atmosphere of Bursa. Thanks to him, great mutasawwifun like Aziz Mahmud Huday were trained. Throughout his life, he taught people the deepest meanings of spirituality and left unforgettable marks on their hearts. Even though he stayed away from politics, it is known that he supported Yavuz Sultan Selim in his struggle against Shah Ismail. He also sent a prayer for Lala Mustafa Pasha through his Murad, Aziz Mahmud Huday, when the Ottomans won against the Safavid army. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video. With your support, we are reaching hundreds of thousands of people every day and sharing blessings together. When you like and share, the message of Islam reaches more and more people. Please leave your support in the comments as well. We read everyone and it brings us joy. Sending you all love and the peace of Allah. See you in our next video. May Allah protect you.